guys. Hope you're doing well today. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Guys, this is going to throw some of our videos off. She's
Right.
probably going to throw this one out today or tonight.
Yeah.
We've got a news update. We're not even sure what we've got. Maybe you guys can help us figure it out because there's been an announcement as far as the gun
Uh-huh.
that was supposedly stolen by Mr. Moffett at one time from the military and
O'Neill Moffat.
O'Neill Moffett and taken and somebody else had gotten it, given it to Buford, or he had somewhere. Mike Elam had connected this gun from being stolen by Moffett in the military to Buford Pusser. And then he's connected the gun somehow to Pauline Pusser. And we're going to play his video. Let's watch his video. It's just about 8 minutes long. Let's watch his first video, and then we're going to show you a document, and then we're going to show you a second video, and let's see what you all come up with.
Of the gun used in the crime, capturing the fascination of many. In this video, Mike will delve into the story of that weapon, exploring its history, significance, and the pivotal role it played in this haunting case. Here is Mike.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Today, we are here to discuss the most sought-after piece of information thus far about the alleged ambush in which Pauline Pusser was killed, that being the gun. Now, I'll tell you up front, I can't be terribly candid about all of this because the individual that had the gun and wanted to inquire about it asked to remain anonymous, and of course he realizes that that story is going to be in the files and his name is going to appear there, but he wanted the extra time to prepare his family and his friends for what is about to come out. So I'm going to respect that because I gave him my word that his name would remain confidential until such a time. So we're there. But at any rate, as far as the gun goes, as best I can tell, the story really starts with O'Neill Moffett when he was in the Air Force. And
now, guys, like most of Mike's stories, the story really starts. This is another one of his stories. Go ahead.
As you know, they were getting rid of the M1s and updating to the M14 as a carry weapon for certain members of the Air Force. And when he was told that he was going to be working on a detail to pick up the M1s, they were going to be disposed of. So O'Neill thought he would help them out a little bit, and he'd dispose of a few himself by taking them back to McNairy County and selling them. Well, you know, O'Neill told me, he said, I thought they were going to be disposed of, so I didn't think it would hurt. But then, of course, he didn't realize that they would probably take an inventory of all those weapons and make sure they had them all, which is exactly what happened. And, of course, his superiors knew exactly who was on the details to pick these firearms up. And it wasn't long before they started to ask questions. And so I can say that Buford had several of these M1s. He, when O'Neill took some up to McNairy County to sell, well, Buford had some. So you have that. Buford did take O'Neill up to.
So you have that. So, guys, what we have here so far is Mike Elam accusing O'Neill Moffett of stealing guns from the military. He says that he gave or sold Buford at least one of those guns, and he had several. Now, that's his wording. He has named O'Neill Moffett with this gun. Now, we did a video on this. Don't think you're watching the same one. This is new, but we're going over this little tidbit here just to fill in, because when Sheila and I was doing that first video, we thought we had figured out who that father had passed that gun down to you. So when you first listen to him, you're thinking what he's saying is O'Neill Moffett stole the gun and then he must have gave it to one of his sons. That's not true. That's why Sheila and I never did name the person that we thought, in the beginning thought that it was probably O'Neill's son. But then he says later on that when he was at the hospital, Buford called a friend. Now, he didn't say Buford called O'Neill Moffett. He called a friend. Sheila and I began to talk, and we said, well, what if it's not Moffett's that he called? What if it's somebody else that he supposedly called? See, Sheila and I don't believe Buford called nobody after his wife's just been killed, and he's in the hospital with his jaw shot off. And then he says, hey, bring me a phone. I need to call somebody to go get the guns out of the car. Well, that didn't happen. We know that. We know this is a story. But this is Mike's story, and he's involved O'Neill Moffett's name and reputation, and then he involves somebody else here in a minute. Go ahead, Punk.
Jackson spoke with somebody up there and helped O'Neill avoid a lot of serious problems with it. He still had to go to court, federal court, and deal with a few things there, but it could have turned out a lot worse for him had it not been for Buford. However, now we know that Buford had some of these firearms. Well, the ambush occurred, and the morning that he was at the Selmer Hospital before being sent to Memphis to the Baptist Hospital, he contacted a friend that had access to Sibley Chevrolet and the garage there. And Buford is said to have told this friend, go there, get in the trunk, remove all my guns, and that's what happened, apparently. And I don't know what happened to all the guns, but I do know that this individual chose to keep a particular gun for himself, and that was an M1 carbine. And he had it there in his possession for years before he passed it along to his son. Now, his son is the one that contacted me. He'd been following my page on Facebook, and he finally decided that I was the real deal, that I was trying to get down to who murdered Pauline. So he contacted me and told me his story about how he got the gun from his dad as his dad got older, and he knew enough about the ambush and Pusser's story to be somewhat suspicious. And he said he had always wondered if that might have been the gun that was used in the ambush. And he wanted to know, so he contacted me. And in turn, I got in my car. I went over there. I photographed it. I took down all the information from the gun, the serial number, so on, and fired it, took some of the spent casings, and we'd set up a situation where we could recover some projectiles, which I have all those over in my safe.
All of them.
And
Now, he thinks this is evidence. You're going to hear in a minute where Mike says, well, see, now the tide has turned. Now something has changed when you hear this next video. Because Mike comes on here in a minute, and to me, Mike is more nervous than what's old Kennedy say? I won't say that, but
a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Long-tailed cat in a room full of, no, that ain't what he says. He uses a nun, but I like that one too.
Yeah.
Well, he's as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs in this next video. Now, why is he so nervous? This man of, Buford Pusser, he shouldn't get upset or nervous when his wife's been killed and he's been shot. He should remain calm and cool. I don't know what happened today, But Mike in this next video is nervous as he can be.
Yes.
He's nervous over some information getting out as far as who owned this gun or who's had possession of this gun for the last 60 years. He's nervous. Now, he thinks Buford Pusser should be a man of steel. His so-called statements shouldn't vary from nothing. But when you watch this video of Mike in a minute, Mike is nervous over a video, over somebody finding out some information. He's falling apart. He's not even been assaulted or anything. Guys, the bottom line is he thought this gun was involved in the murder, the homicide of Pauline Pusser. Am I correct?
Right.
He thought this gun, that he thought this guy that contacted him thought Michael was the real deal. He didn't call the police. He didn't call the TBI. He didn't call the highway patrol. He didn't call the sheriff's office. He called Mike Elam because Mike's the real deal. And he says, hey, I've got this gun I think was used in the Pauline Pusser murder.
Right.
Yes. Now, you'll hear Mike say later on, well, we didn't know that it was going to be evidence. We didn't know that it could have been connected to a crime. Really? It's not what he's saying here.
That's not, yeah.
That's exactly. The guy contacted him and said, hey, I've always wondered if this gun here's not connected with Pauline Pusser's murder. I don't know. I'll run. Mike says he run over there. I think where Mike lives and where this guy lives is about 4 hours away. I could be wrong. He didn't run over there. He had to make a 4-hour journey. If I'm correct. Let's finish this story because I want to show you this second one.
At that point, well, with his permission, I contacted the TBI and gave them the information. And shortly, an agent called and wanted to know more about this gun.
Stop it. Now, you got to remember, Mike and this fella took that gun out and shot it. He says he didn't know it was going to be evidence, but they went out and shot it. Well, the evidence was that he thought it was used in a crime, first of all. Second of all, Mike thinks or says that this gun is the one that O'Neill Moffett, one of the ones that he had stolen and either given to Buford or sold to Buford. Buford was supposed to have possession of it. And Mike thinks this is a stolen military firearm. Now, you're going to get an update on that in a minute, if you can believe Mike now. Was Mike telling a fib then, or is he telling a fib now? We'll find out in a minute.
So I gave him the information I had and this other individual's contact information, and they made an arrangements with him to pick the gun up, which they did. They've had it ever since. And usually, if it's not connected to the case, they return it to the owner. Hadn't been returned. So, you can read into that what you will. But since it hasn't been returned, I suspect that it most likely was the gun that was used. Now,
Guys, we discussed it in the last video. A stolen gun wouldn't be
returned back to the person who had it. It had to be returned to the owner, or in this case, the
U.S. government.
yeah,
The
I'm trying to
military.
think.
Yeah.
The military.
Yeah. It was a military stolen gun, according to Mike.
Yeah.
That O'Neill Moffett had stolen. Several of them,
Yeah.
Mike says. Now, let's show the newspaper article.
Okay.
Or not the newspaper, but it's a Facebook post by, what's her name? Ravonda, and she's on.
Get us out of the way here. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm trying to get us out of the way so that it won't. Let's do it this way. There we go.
There you go. She's on Facebook on one of the Buford Pusser's pages. Sheila will put her information at the end.
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday, May the 25th, 2023, at approximately 11:07 a.m., Ricky Plunk was interviewed at so-and-so After the interview, Ricky Plunk voluntarily agreed to have his M1 carbine serial number 359926 tested. The M1 carbine serial number so-and-so was released to TBI agents by Ricky Plunk. Now, there should be a chain of custody there somewhere. It should say who it was released to so we could keep a chain of custody to make sure that we know it went from Ricky Plunk to what agent, to what agent, to the evidence room, and so forth like that. I don't see no chain of custody there, but TBI doesn't seem to do anything else like every other law enforcement agency. Why would they do that? But the carbine serial number so-and-so was transported to the TBI Jackson Regional Field Office in Jackson, Tennessee, and placed into a locked evidence locker where somebody else would have took over the chain of custody and checked it in. The M1 carbine was subsequently submitted to the TBI Jackson Regional Crime Lab for functionality and ballistics testing, where it remains to this date. So to this date, if it is stolen, it's not been returned to the rightful owners.
Right.
If this gun was taken from Buford Pusser, then it was stolen twice. It was stolen from the military, and then somebody stole it from Buford Pusser. Like Buford wouldn't miss one of his guns if it was his. Why wouldn't he have never wanted his gun back or asked for his gun back or made a big deal? This is all spoken in the history, guys. It's spoken in the history. Let's watch the newest video here.
Okay, just a second.
Let's watch the newest video.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to be on here and let you know that the word is out about who it was that surrendered a firearm to the TBI, who it was that called me and wanted me to check it out, see if there was any possibility that it was connected back to Pauline's murder.
Now stop.
That person, now that it's...
Listen how his tone has changed. A while ago, it was the murder weapon. A while ago, it's the weapon that was used in Pauline Pusser's murder. They just knew that it was the guy just knew that he's had it all these years and just knew that it was connected. And Elam here was the real deal. And the guy contacted him and they decided to take it out and shoot it and test it. And now, since Rovonda, since she has found out, she's read the report, guys. She's the first one to get into the University of Tennessee Martin to look at the report. And one of the first things she's seen was that serial number and that gun and that name. That name is Ricky Plunk. Go ahead.
Listen, now I'm nervous.
It's out is P.D. Plunk's son, Ricky. Ricky just wanted to do the right thing. He had done some checking on his own.
Now, Ricky just wanted to do the right thing, guys. That's why Ricky called 911 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, or whenever his dad gave it to him. His dad's had it all these years if it's stolen. If this is the gun that's stolen by O'Neill Moffett, now that's what we just watched a video, and that's what Elam said in that video, that that this gun here was stolen from Moffett and given or sold to Buford Pusser. Now he's saying if the gun was stolen, and he says that the guy called him because he thought he was the real deal. But now he's saying that Ricky just wanted to do the right thing. See, Ricky wanted to do the right thing. That's why Ricky picked up the phone and called 911 or called the city police department or called the county sheriff's department or called the state highway patrol or called the TBI, the FBI, the ATF. He wanted to do the right thing. That's why he called a law enforcement officer or agency. But he wanted to do the right thing. But who did he call? He called a YouTuber. He called a loss prevention officer / YouTuber that slashes the reputation of Buford Pusser for the last, I don't know what P.D. Plunk. I thought P.D. Plunk and Buford Pusser was like Jim Moffett and Pusser and had
friends. They were all friends.
Seems like it, don't it?
Yeah.
Everything we've read So why is PD Plunk's son teaming up with a Buford Pusser basher? Why is he teaming up with somebody that run poor old Dewana crazy? Why? If he wants to do the right thing, now Elam's trying to cover for him. Elam says, poor old Ricky Plunk, he just wanted to do the right thing. If he wanted to do the right thing, he would have called a law enforcement agency, a reputable law enforcement officer. He wouldn't have called a YouTuber. That's not doing the right thing. You think you've got a stolen gun, a military gun? You think you've got a gun that was used in a homicide? Hey, I'll call this loss prevention guy and we'll go out and shoot a little bit, collect some ammunition, collect some spent rounds, collect some projectiles. Go ahead. Listen to this.
Found out that it was not stolen,
Now,
but
stop.
he always had.
Now, he's found out that it's not stolen. When did he find this out? When did he find this out? Because he's not read the report. She's at UT Martin reading the report. This lawyer is.
Rhonda.
She's an attorney. She's reading the report. She's the first one to get in to read this report. How does he know that this gun is not stolen? He just said the gun's not stolen. I don't even know if she found that out yet. And she's reading the report.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't posted that yet. But Mike says here, found out the gun wasn't stolen. Why hasn't Mike, if he's known this information, why does he keep putting information out like it's going to come back stolen? Why does he keep reeling people in to let people think this is the stolen gun? This is the gun. It's going to be connected to an autopsy. This is the gun that's. Why, guys? All you Mike Elam followers out there, this is what you're following. This is how you destroy a case. This is how the TBI is losing their credibility, by having somebody like this that they're getting their information from, and they think that it's not going to fall apart, that this man is not a YouTuber. This man is after selling books and after clicks. Go ahead, babe.
It seems like to me, and I'm just
No, go ahead. I
Throwing my
love
2
it.
cents
I
in
love
here.
your input.
if Mr. Plunk, PD Plunk, knew that this was supposedly the gun that killed Pauline, you would think he would have turned it in way before now. Why would he give it to his son? And let us.
Why would he?
I mean,
Why, if he's got a stolen gun? Now, the thing is it a stolen gun or is it not? Because we're just now hearing
Mm-hmm.
Mike say, just speaks in the history, and he says, this gun's not stolen. Well, when did that come about?
Exactly.
Because today is
The 10th.
the 10th of October. They just held a press conference less than a month ago with all these expert witnesses they say they have. Nobody's supposed to see this file. Everybody is supposed to see this file together. It's supposed to be made public together. Now, Mike has already shown the x-rays from the autopsy, the x-rays that nobody else that I've seen has access to. Mike had that. Now, Mike says the gun is not stolen. How does Mike know that information? Is it reliable information? And why did he say that it was stolen if he knows that it's not?
Good point.
Why does he say it was used, possibly used the murder weapon? This is the murder weapon.
Yep.
He just told these two YouTubers a while back that he gave the TBI the gun, and they said, do you have any other information? He said, how much do you want? Like it was a joke. This is not a joke. This is a man's reputation. A man that was never convicted of a crime, a law-abiding citizen that went through his life as a police officer, and a good person. Do you think that if he thought after he was dead he was going to be labeled a murderer of his own family, that he wanted to live like a hoodlum? He might as well been a bouncer at that nightclub. He could have made a lot more money, been on the take. Let's go ahead, Punk. Let's listen.
Had some suspicion, especially in years of late, whenever he's.
You're going back to your question. You're exactly right. I lead off of yours, but that was a good question about PD Plunk.
Yeah.
PD Plunk was his deputy. Why wouldn't the deputy have turned him in? And if he was that corrupt and crooked, why has he ever been charged with any crimes? Has PD Plunk did he have a criminal record? Did he ever have any convictions? Did he ever have any convictions on his record where he committed a crime? That's some good questions,
He
babe.
retired as a police officer, so
And you would think that if he did, if he was on the take, if he had convictions for anything that he done wrong, that we would know about them.
Right.
We haven't found them, have we?
no. Okay, here we go.
Absorb some of the information that's been made available. And he began to wonder if that gun might be the firearm that was used. And that's the reason he contacted me. He wanted to know something, and he thought that I might. So,
No, Mike, he thought you were the real deal. Your words were that he thought you were the real deal. He came to you instead of going to a law enforcement agency. If he thought that gun was used in a crime, that gun had been stolen from the military, he should have notified the police.
together, I got the information from the gun so I could give it to the TBI when I spoke with them. Yes, we shot it a few times. We had no idea if it was the gun that was used. So
Stop it.
Look how nervous.
Look how nervous. Yeah, we shot it a few times. We had no idea the gun was evidence or was used. Or really, what are you traveling to go get the serial number and get photographs of the gun? Why did you? I thought the whole reason for going there was that he had contacted you and said that he thought this gun may be the one stolen, one of the guns stolen from the military, and that this may be one of the guns used to kill Pauline Pusser. I thought that's what you said earlier in the last video, Mike. I could have sworn that's what you said. You thought it was something that was used to kill Pauline. And now all of a sudden, we didn't know it was evidence. So we went out and shot it some because we didn't know that it was evidence. We went out and shot it some so we could get some empty casings and some empty projectiles. For what? God only knows.
Yep. He's got them all, he said, in his safe.
He says he's got them all.
But how many were shot and how many does he have?
And how many do we know was shot? How many do we know?
Exactly.
The TBI should have questioned him. They should have questioned Ricky Plunk and asked him, how many times did you shoot, Ricky? How many times did Mike shoot? Mike, how many times you shoot? Mike, how many times did Ricky shoot? Where's the casings? Where's the empties? Where's the pellet, the projectiles? Yeah. And see if we've got a liar on our hands, or at least more than one. At least more than one liar. Because I'm going to read something here in a minute. It ain't got nothing to do with this, but I come up with it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
neither of us had any reason to consider it as evidence at that time.
Neither one of us
Wow.
had any reason to consider it was evidence at that time. Neither one of us. He just called me up because he thought I was the real deal and said, hey, you want to come out here and shoot this gun, son? I got from my dad. Or did he tell him I got this gun from my dad that's stolen from the military, from O'Neill Moffett? Because Mike Elam is the man that started the story about O'Neill Moffett stealing a bunch of guns from the military. And supposedly this was one of them. And then this guy calls up and says, I think I've got a gun that was used in Buford Pusser's case and to kill his wife. And he says, I'm on my way. And then we went out and shot it. Now he's backtracking here.
Yep.
He's backtracking. He's saying now we had no idea that it could be evidence. We had no idea that it had any. What in the world would you go from Arkansas to Adamsville, Tennessee for, Mike? I thought that was the whole reason. Go ahead.
However, when I did some research on it, and determined that it was probably connected back to.
Well, I hope old Buford wasn't this nervous when he was giving his statement to the TBI, or his so-called statement that they say they got. I hope Buford wasn't this nervous, because if Buford was this nervous, you'd probably think he might have been guilty of doing something wrong, because that's how a guilty person will act. I could be wrong. This is my opinion. Now, Mike certainly didn't have no problem expressing his opinion about Buford Pusser, Carl Pusser, Helen Pusser, Pauline Pusser, or Dewana Pusser over the years.
Mhm.
He certainly hasn't had no. Go ahead.
Pauline's death, that's when we contacted the TBI. They picked it up and the ball got rolling. The story is as simple as that. A lot of people wanted to turn this into a conspiracy.
A lot of people wanted to turn this into a conspiracy. The conspiracy is between this Plunk, Ricky Plunk, and Mike Elam. That's the conspiracy. A conspiracy is when two or more people conspire to commit a crime, to commit an act, to cover up a crime, to cover up an act. When two or more people conspire, the only people we have conspiring here is Mike Elam and this guy Plunk that thought he was the real deal. And they conspired to shoot this gun that they thought had been stolen from the military, that they thought had been used to kill Pauline Pusser, that they thought had been used in the commission of a crime. We still don't know if it has or not, because Mike's gave out two stories. The first video says it was. More than likely, this is it. That's what we want the autopsy. This is the gun that is the cause for them digging Pauline Pusser up. This is the cause. This is what they used to say, hey, here's an excuse. We've got a gun. Now let's dig her up, see if we can find some bullets to match her. They didn't. The bullets went through and through and through and through, out. They're gone. There's no bullets in her head. Too powerful. They passed through her head, through and through. And now this guy is trying to backtrack. And I imagine by the time we get through with this 1,000-page, 2,000-page report, people like this attorney, this lady's an attorney that's researching this right now. And she's from that area. She knows these people. And she is top shelf.
She's like a dog with a bone right now, boys.
She is top shelf. And I believe, go ahead, babe.
Some sort. They wanted to be the first to get Ricky's name out there. So, folks, I'm going to ask you to do a couple.
I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. He don't want nobody contacting Ricky. Don't make Ricky nervous, guys. Don't make Ricky nervous, because you might ask him a question that he might answer in a way that's doesn't coincide with the way Mike would want him to answer it. We've got to keep this conspiracy, in my opinion, between us, Ricky. We've got to keep our notions and our plot in the same. Go ahead.
Things. One is, don't be contacting him and asking him lots of questions.
That's the wrong thing to ask.
He lives in a small town. I'm sure he doesn't want the grief of every Pusser fan.
But Dewana did, Mike. You're going to take up for this guy because he thought you was the real deal, and you dog a child from a child on up till she's adult, till she finally either de-lifes herself or somebody de-lifes her. But you're worried about this grown man that's got a gun that we don't know if stolen or not. We still don't know if it's a murder weapon or not.
Plus, he asked for him to have time to prepare his family.
Needed time to prepare. In the first video, he says this guy needs time to prepare his family for
friends,
because he's getting ready to be famous. He's going to be famous because he turned over this gun. Now that this gun has turned up with no link, it doesn't look like to. He says it's not stolen. I still don't know. We'll wait and let her find out what she can find out with that report.
Well, didn't he say that Mr. Moffat gave Buford one of those guns?
He said, Sheila, this man
But what I'm
says,
saying, he's saying he gave him one of the stolen guns, and now he's saying the gun's not stolen.
yeah. So he's incriminated everybody in the country, especially poor old Buford Pusser, as having this stolen gun.
Oh.
And now the gun comes back and the gun's not stolen. Sheila, that's a good point. See, I hadn't even called. He didn't have no problem accusing Buford in that first video that he had at least one of the guns, had it in the trunk of his car and it's stolen. Is that not something? He has no problem accusing Buford of having a stolen gun, but now he says the gun's not stolen. And everybody give Ricky some peace. Don't contact him. He's from a small town. Mike, Buford was from a small town.
Exactly.
Dewana, Carl, and Helen were from that same small town, Mike. What's the difference?
And every podcaster in the world contacting him, wanting information about it. So,
of course we do. Stop it. Of course we do, Mike. Of course we want information. Every podcaster out there should be contacting Ricky Plunk to ask him what his connection is. What made him think that this gun was stolen by O'Neill Moffett? What made him think that Buford Pusser ever had possession of this gun in the least? What makes him think that his dad went and got this gun out of Buford's trunk? That's what Mike says. While he's in the hospital with his jaw hanging down and his wife's dead.
And he had access to the dealership or the garage.
How he had access to the Chevrolet dealer,
Yeah,
the garage, and Buford's car. How he had access, how he had the key, the extra key to get in Buford's trunk. Not that the TBI wouldn't have already gotten in the trunk and checked it. We're taking up for Ricky Plunk. We need to ask every YouTuber out there. The police is done with him.
Right.
He's not there's no case here, guys. There's no witnesses here because we have no party to charge. Buford cannot be charged criminally. He cannot be indicted criminally because he's dead. We don't indict dead people. We don't let dead people stand trial. If we did, this would be the first case in history where a dead person beat the prosecutor in court, where you find a dead person innocent because there's no evidence here. I don't care how much AI, I don't care how much you make something look like something. I don't care how much you read this statement or that statement and say it's this person or that person, or try to go back to the scene and reenact what happened when nobody is there except dead people. They're all dead.
if you would, please just hold off for a while.
Hold off for a while till Mike can get with Ricky and get him and let him know we got to get our stories together, Ricky. TBI, if you don't have this man's phone bugged right now, you're messing up. If you don't have his messages and his Facebook bugged right now, you're messing up because you're getting ready to see some people conspire right here to get their story together on the plan of how that gun came up and if it was false when it came up. Was this whole story false to begin with, just to give after Dewana was killed or after Dewana was de-lifed, either herself or somebody, after Dewana was gone? Did this give somebody else, they needed just something to say, hey, we can get the body dug up now. We got the gun. We've done shot it. We've got ammunition. We can compare this. Maybe.
Okay, I have a question. Again, it's just me. Ask the question. Falsifying a report?
Babe, there's so many charges here, but you ain't going to get the TBI because the TBI can't charge somebody that's part of them. This is their investigator. The TBI should be so embarrassed of what they done here with these YouTubers and these book writers and how they got redirected. Guys, there's at least one person out there alive today that knows what happened to Buford Pusser and Pauline. There's at least one person, and you've probably talked to him. You've probably interviewed him. You probably know him. But he's redirected you in another direction, and you guys just didn't pick up on it. There's one person. I don't know if he had anything to do with the murders or not. I don't know if he had anything to do with the planning of it. He's out there, and before he passes away, you need to redirect. You need to get all these experts together and convene on a couple of people. You'll probably figure out what happened and who done it. They're probably deceased by now, but I think he can tell you. It's my opinion. But they ain't going to do it. Go ahead. They don't want to be embarrassed.
But that's it in a nutshell. I'll be making a video about everything on this particular incident now so that you'll have the facts. So I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, I'll.
So you'll have the facts, guys. Mike, I thought we had the facts. I thought we had the facts in your first video there. O'Neill Moffett stole the guns, gave them to Buford. Buford shot his wife. Buford put the guns in the trunk. Somebody else went and got them out, which looks like now it's Plunk, PD Plunk. PD Plunk steals the gun from Buford. He don't give Buford's gun back. He steals that gun, and then he gives it to his son, and his son thinks all these years that it's connected to a crime, or did he? Or did he just tell you one day, yeah, I've got a gun of Dad's that Dad gave me, an M1. Oh, wait a minute. Now, I remember when O'Neill Moffett stole some guns from the military. Wait a minute. If we can put this gun as O'Neill Moffett's and that Buford had possession of it, maybe we can tie that gun in with it being one of the guns that was used to kill Pauline. Maybe we can get Pauline dug up. Dewana's dead now. She's not here. She can't fight us no longer. We know her brother. We can get her brother to do anything. Her and her brother didn't get along anyway, according to most of these people. And we've got Oakley. Oakley says he's her second or third, ninth cousin, whatever he is.
Second.
People says that he didn't even know Pauline, never met her, didn't even know her. I don't know if that's true or not. All we can tell you what we hear, guys.
Yeah, that's what we're being told.
We're following the TBI. We're following Mr. Davison, and we're following Mike Elam, Oakley Dean Baldwin. So it seems like that's the new fad in investigations. The new thing, the new criminal justice system in investigations, at least in Tennessee, is opinions count. Throw your opinion in here. You want to make an opinion against this guy? Hey, charge him. Go ahead. Put it in a newspaper that he did this. What you got? You got something on? Yeah, put it out there. Put it out there on Facebook. Let's just make it up as you go, guys. We don't have no problem with it. We'll indict them for anything. Just tell us what you think they done. Tell us what you opine. Because this person opines that and that. Then he opines this. Opines that the gun's stolen. Opines that they set the stage. Opines that there's blood splatter everywhere. Opines that they killed her outside the car and put her in. Oh, wow. I like to get paid for my opines. I sure would. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know how much of this is left. Do you
Okay.
want to play the rest since he said that's it?
Yeah, let's play it.
Okay.
I'll be back a little later.
Talks about YouTubers.
Give you an update, but I did think everybody would like to know who it was because
Stop
it was causing.
Hey guys, he liked to think everybody would like to know who it was. Did you not see our article we just posted on the Buford Pusser page off of Facebook? Now, I can't I always forget her name. Ravonda. She's got a YouTube channel. She's got a Facebook page. Please go like and share and join hers because she's full of information. This lady is an attorney, and she's been researching this for a while. A nice lady, intelligent person. She's only one of the attorneys that's been looking into this case. You'll see later on, because I have a feeling when this is all over with, we're going to have some of this in court. We're going to get to see some of these people under oath in depositions and maybe even stand in trial. Mike says he wanted to put it out there. He wanted to put it out there because 3 hours ago it was posted on her Facebook page and on her YouTube channel. She posted it. She came out with it.
She let the cat out of the bag.
She let the cat out of the bag. And once she did, he followed up.
Yep.
He followed up. He goes live right then. I've got to correct this. I've got to tell people out here like I've released that information. He never released that information. She found it. This attorney found it in the file. And it's hard to tell what else her and everybody else is going to find before this is over.
Yep.
Some of these other people to go out there and name names that were not correct, which caused a lot of problems, a lot of grief, a lot of headaches for
name names. That's not correct. Moffett, did O'Neill Moffett steal guns? Maybe his family will let us know because all we got to go on is what Mike said. Mike said, I'm so glad we didn't say, well, O'Neill Moffett must have been the one that's had the gun all these years and gave it to one of his two sons. We didn't do that. We started to.
Yep.
And then we reneged and we said, he says a friend.
Yeah.
He doesn't say Moffett. So maybe it's a different friend or maybe he's trying to throw people off. But we didn't name them. He wants to talk about, he don't want to falsely accuse. He falsely accused Buford Pusser
Yep.
of having a stolen military M1 rifle.
Yep. Yeah.
Now he says here that this gun's not stolen. Well, if this gun's not stolen and this is the gun that he took out of the trunk of Buford's car, then it's not stolen. And if it's not connected with her homicide, then it's not, he wasn't involved in that.
Exactly.
But now we don't want to falsely accuse. Don't falsely accuse Ricky Plunk of anything.
Different people. And, you know, I've tried to tell people, be careful who you're listening to these days.
We try to tell people that.
And
We try to tell people that, guys. You better be careful who you listen to. Now, you Kool-Aid drinkers, you're not going to stop. Keep on going. And that's okay, because
It's your choice.
but you better really do some research and some soul searching from just this right here. Listen to this guy. He's backtracking, guys. This is the first thing that this lawyer has found out. The first thing she found out was about the gun, and he's already backtracking, already scared, shaking like a leaf. And because of one thing, wait till everybody gets done with 1,000 to 2,000 pages
Mhm.
of information. If you all think people's going to buy this AI information, this AI stuff that again, you can make me look like I've got a whole head full of hair. You can make me look 6 foot tall and nothing but muscles. You can do that, but that don't mean that's me. And whatever they do with this AI and this car and the different things they've set up, that's what money can buy you. That's what money can get you. We can go out here and hire not the same experts. We can go hire people probably even more qualified, according to how much you want to pay, and do the same exact test with AI and come up with a totally different scenario. So we're not going to buy that, TBI. We're sorry, Mr. Davison, Mr. Roush. Governor, you need to fire that man. This is his investigator. This is one of his investigators that put them on the wrong track. They have talked, more than likely, they have talked to the person that knows what happened on August the 12th, 1967. TBI has talked to them, but they got snookered. They got fooled. They got redirected. Sad, but true. Guys, Fred McCoy don't have dementia.
Nope.
Fred McCoy's got a bad habit of when he can't think of something, he uses that phrase in a dementia moment. Don't have dementia.
Nope.
I get so many thoughts going through my head, they pass each other up. I get overloaded.
Short circuit.
I short circuit, but sad,
Yes,
very
this
sad.
is sad.
Even Sheila is speaking out on this because
Yeah.
this is not right. And
Not
you're going
cool.
to see more of this, ain't they, baby?
Oh yeah.
When she gets done, when her and other attorneys and other detectives, we know, we talk to these people.
Yep.
When these people get in there, plus Sheila and I, we plan on, when it comes out online, we can't afford to go to Nashville. We can't afford to go sit in 4-hour intervals and read this report with my
You do
back.
4 and I do 4.
We can't do it. But when it comes out, if they've missed anything, we'll try our best to pick up on the little crumbles.
Yeah.
We don't care who gets it, as long as they correct these people and prove them to be frauds that they are, including the TBI and Mr. Davis's prosecutor, in my opinion. Fame, fortune, and name notoriety. Sad but true. Finish up.
that was a result. Instead of having the right party, they just took a guess, and it was the wrong guess. And it involved people that were
Oh wow. Sad.
never involved with any of this. So there you have it.
Stop it there, man. I'll tell you, I'm not going to tell my thoughts, but I think maybe, just maybe, Mr. Elam here has accused somebody of something, even besides the Pusser family. I think he's accused somebody of something. I think some of the family members is calling him out on it. I hope he's got proof on some of the allegations. It may be coming to a head with him. It really might. He may have got by with Dewana and doing her like he did for all these years, but it may be going to catch up. Remember, we reap what we sow.
Yep.
Petey's son was the one that turned the gun in. Simple as that. Catch you later. I've got a YouTube video to complete, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, buddy. Looking forward to it.
Oh my.
Guys, we're going to put this video out as quick as we get off here.
That
Sorry.
No, you're good. Take your time.
There we go.
She is going to throw this video up 50 minutes long. Sorry it's so long,
Shucky darn.
but we thought this was of interest to
Mhm.
everybody.
Mhm.
It's just now breaking, guys.
Yep.
The report just came out today, and this attorney has already, she was the first one in there to review it,
Good
and
for
she's
her.
already found the part out about the gun that Mike is already trying to,
Good for her.
he had a, huh?
So,
Oh yeah, I'm throwing this in here. This ain't got nothing to do with that, but we've got so much information that we're finding out. For years, Mike Elam has said that Pauline, he's got a video on this, that Pauline was out drinking with Lavonna Plunk, PD Plunk's wife. He said they were out drinking till the early morning hours before
Ow.
Buford got in. They were bar hopping. And Pauline got home, and she was supposed to get the kids gathered up, and she was going to leave Buford. Now, the other story is that she was in a hotel room. She was staying at a hotel, and the kids were left at the hotel. Actually, she got them up that morning, woke Diane up, and told her she's going on a call with, there she is right
there
there.
she is.
Yeah, that's Ravana
Yeah.
texting Sheila.
She's
And
awesome.
the thing is, the toxicology test, if any of you haven't noticed, more coming, stand by. Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, she says more's coming. That's from the attorney, and she's got more information coming out. Make sure you go to her channel, guys. This lady's going to start producing. The toxicology test on Pauline at the autopsy showed that she had caffeine in her system. No alcohol was found whatsoever. No alcohol was found whatsoever, but yet Mike says they were out running around drinking together.
Would just me being curious again, would Mr. Ricky Plunk remember that?
I don't know. Ricky may be a good one for somebody to talk to, either YouTubers or I doubt if the TBI is going to do any good, but
Right.
the TBI had their guy. The TBI's got the guy. They've talked. If I was still a police officer, I've got one person I like to spend about 3 or 4 hours with, because I think he's probably at the age now that he don't care, and he could probably even tell the truth because you talk about writing a book. This person could write a book, and just to really know the true story, just it would be worth it to expunge his record, to say, hey, we're going to give you immunity. We're not even going to charge you with anything you know or anything you tell us. We want to know what happened. And I have a feeling that person would come alive, because he could outright Mike's book, Oakley's book.
Yeah, man.
He could write a bestseller, because that would be the truth. And that would be the people, Pusser fans, Pusser foes. It would be people that would want to know the truth about what happened, how it happened, who it was, who was involved.
Yep. Who, what, where, when, why, and how.
Exactly, babe. Exactly. And what would a person give to know that, if there is still somebody alive that actually knows that and would tell it? And if they're given immunity, who knows what somebody may work out.
Yeah.
There's your movie for Hollywood.
There
The
you
true
go.
story of Buford Pusser. Was he wrongfully accused? Is there proof that he really did do this? Or was he wrongfully accused, and the parties that did do it talked to other friends and family about it and told them what happened or how it happened, and they just went to their grave with it?
I don't know.
Guys, we got to get this video
Yes.
out. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. We truly hope you're doing well today. Please go to Fred McCoy 40 for more stuff on.
You don't have to worry about it. Keep watching Sheila's channel. We'll probably just post everything right here on Buford.
Okay.
This story is going to get good, guys. It's growing. We're going to get to the truth on the TBI, Mr. Davison, and what this report entails. You'll
Okay.
see.
All right. More to come, like you said. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Bye.